This is David Eicholtz with Nashville Realty Group out here at 125 Ashland Loop in beautiful Wayne County, Tennessee. I'm here with Janelle Anderson, who's selling her 44-acre property in a 3,200 square foot house. I wanted to ask her a couple questions about her property. So the first question that a lot of people have is, why are you selling this beautiful piece?
It is literally the land flowing with milk and honey, and so yeah, that's a great question. People are asking that. And I think what we have to tell everybody is just the truth, and that is God has placed it on our hearts to put it up for sale, and we're just going to be obedient to what He's calling us to do. So the first time that we saw this property, we came down the hill into the place, and it's almost like it sits in a little bit of a hole, and my husband looked at it, and he immediately could just see that we could do things here. He saw that we wouldn't have to clear a bunch of pasture. There's 20 plus acres of pasture that's already beautiful and working to raise and grow food for our family. And this place did that. And like I said earlier, it is literally flowing with milk and honey. We have our honeybee hive behind the house, and then we have our milk cows here. This property is just so usable. And I think that was one thing that stood out to us when we were looking for property in Tennessee. We wanted something that would be able to be utilized to its full potential, and this place has it for us.
And that's what I think of when I think of this property. I think about usability. Yeah. It is just 100% usable, but not just flat land. It's got trees, it's got some terrain protection back here. It's very usable, and the ground is also great.
It is, yeah. You know, we've done many projects here already, and we've worked our cows through rotationally grazed through these pastures, and rocks are not an issue, which is amazing in Tennessee.
Yeah.
It's not something that we've had to deal with.
Right. Very nutritious soil now, especially, but it's always been pretty good because the Buffalo River's right over there, right?
Yeah, it's literally within 100 yards of our property.
So as far as like what you guys have put into the property, you have a home, a detached garage, a barn shop
barn, yep.
And then you've got a hay barn back there, right?
Yep. Yeah, and those spaces, I mean, we maybe could have done without the garage when we put up the barn, but we were just kind of building in steps of what we thought we would need. And so we've utilized every space, but one of the things that we added last was the hay barn, and it's really important in Tennessee to cover your hay and to keep the quality of the hay really good for your cattle throughout your livestock throughout the winter, because it rains a lot here, which is fantastic, and we love that about Tennessee. But it also can degrade the hay, so that has been important. And then just the space for my husband to work on things.
Right. And then that hay barn, I mean, it keeps the hay dry, but it can also double as an event space.
We've held many events down there at the hay barn. My favorite thing about it is when you are down in that space with people and you're having these conversations and holding these events, you look over the beautiful pasture that looks back towards the house, and this is, you know, the backdrop for it. So it's a lovely place to host events, and that's one thing that this property that we were called to do with this property was to open it up to other people. It was called the Haven. It is called the Haven. And so we've brought people in and taught them things. We've been around cattle our whole life, and other different classes that we've had, and we've enjoyed every step of it.
Yeah. And then on the other side, we're standing right here on the kind of the edge of the first pasture, if you will. And then we have a dry creek here, and then on the other side of that, there's even more pasture.
Yeah, there's a back pasture over there, and we just put up some temporary fencing through the dry creek into the back pasture, and we rotationally graze that as well. It's super easy to move the cows back there.
Awesome. What a great piece of property. Here's the dry creek. Do you guys ever get water through here?
We do, but it's not flowing all the time. We actually think that most of the water is flowing all the time down to the Buffalo, because that's where this dry creek goes to, but we think most of it's underground. But if we do get some really big rains, this will flow pretty decently with water, but then it subsides after a day or two. Have to show you old Rick over here. This is one of my bottle caps. We actually call him a porch cap because he just goes wherever he wants, and sometimes it's on the front porch. What's up, Rick? You want to come with us? You want to give a tour? Let's go.
So have you considered selling any of the animals with the property?
That is actually something my husband and I had talked about. Obviously, when we move to a new place, it's a lot to move them. But we also think that some of these animals that are here, like the family milk cows, would do really well in this space, this area.
Oh.
And so, yeah, and as well as some of the beef herd too.
Okay.
So they definitely can.
So they're up for discussion.
They are,
Okay.
definitely.
Would you be willing to show them the house as well?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go.
All right.
Come on in, let's check out the house. One of the reasons that we designed the kitchen the way we did is because this is where we spend most of our time. If we're growing food, we want to preserve it, and so we wanted a kitchen that would make that function really well. And I also wanted everything to be dual purpose. So this 12-foot long countertop is also our kitchen table, but all of the chairs pull out so we have a working space if we need to stand next to it. This has been full of produce during the height of the garden season. So part of the functioning of not only the kitchen was what we would do on the side of it, and that's this walk-in pantry. So this is really functional for us to utilize this space. We have 10.5-foot ceilings in this house, and because of that, we could put shelves all the way up to the top of the ceiling. And as you can tell, with all that we do here, we are cooking most of our meals from scratch with all the things that we've grown and raised here on the homestead. And we needed a space where we could do it and keep everything organized. And this pantry is just phenomenal for that for us. Next is what was my office, and now it has kind of evolved into a second pantry just for the needs of what we have here. It's a really big space, and we have a lot of the stuff that we're preserving, some overflow, and then as well as we have my cheese aging fridge that's not as full as I would like, but this is where we put our cheese to age. Our freeze dryer is in here as well. There's just so much space to put things and to keep things organized, which is really important. And I think what was also important when we were designing this house is that every closet needed to be really, really functional. That's a word that I'm going to say a lot, is functional. So there's a lot of shelves that are in here. They're all cedar, which makes everything smell good, helps with moths and stuff like that. And again, like, we just use every space that we have. The next thing that I want to show you is the primary bedroom. All of the trim within the house is poplar, and we really love the rustic finish of it. We got it from a local Amish family, and I just love that this room is really bright and airy. We're up early, and so the sun just kind of streams in the morning, and it's a great place to be. And then also we walk into this big master bathroom. So every bathroom in this house has double sinks, no matter how big or if it was the master or not. We have a really full, big shower. I actually tiled it myself, and that was a lot of work. It's 10.5-foot ceilings, and so there's a little precarious me on the ladder. But it's beautiful. It is just clean and modern in here, and this is one of the bedrooms. And this is bedroom number 2. The last part of the house that I want to show you is what is technically the mother-in-law suite that we have here. There's a bedroom on this side, and then there's a bedroom on this side, as well as a living area and a full bathroom with double sinks, as well as a shower and tub that is all in one. We really love this space because we use it for my mother to stay here, mother-in-law suite, and it is just a place where she can come and have her own little spot.